Coming number 10, clothing line fail. In the age of influencers, it's difficult to tell which ones are telling the truth and which ones are faking it. For one influencer named Ari, she found out the hard way that faking your engagement numbers can have disastrous consequences. Online, she appeared to be this fashion influencer who would travel and live a life of luxury. Not to mention, she was a loyal fan of Fashion Nova, so was constantly tagging them in her captions without stating if the post was an ad or not. When it came to launching her own clothing line, she got exposed hard though. Prior to the release, she did little promo for her upcoming launch, and I guess just expected her fans to be fawning over her new merch. Unfortunately, she had to make a post outing herself after she was unable to sell a minimum of 36 shirts for the company that she was working with. This meant that they were suddenly not going to move forward with any of her products. Coming number 9, Taylor Paul. Influencer Taylor Paul has 1.9 million followers on TikTok, but some of her biggest videos as of late have been about her home being haunted. Now of course, if you believe in ghosts, you'll be quick to want to believe this video. However, TikTok users on the other hand were quick to point out how obviously fake these videos were. For example, one person says, "Let me tell y'all, it's just a thin string pulling the refrigerator and the light hanging. Focus on the light and you'll see it's all scripted." Which is exactly correct. This video is too coordinated with the music that went along with the video, which we couldn't play because of copyright, but believe you me, it's all scripted. And if that part of her life was fake, imagine what else she's doing on there for clout. Coming number 8, fake photo op. An influencer named Fiona Moriarty McLaughlin was called out during the pandemic after she went viral for posing for a photo pretending to board up stores along Santa Monica's 3rd Street promenade following mass riots across the city. The retail area had been severely damaged by looters the night beforehand, and I suppose to make her followers think that she was a good Samaritan, Fiona decided to fake that she was actually helping. After walking up and holding a drill for maybe 0.2 seconds, she handed it back to the actual person helping and then hopped into her Mercedes SUV and just drove off with her photographer/boyfriend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really
The video has been viewed over 29 million times on Twitter and was shared by Ava DuVernay, who said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna put Twitter away for a few minutes before I throw this phone across the room," which is right on par with how I feel about this selfish act as well. Coming number 7, Marta Rentel. We spoke about Marta Rentel on this channel before. If you recall, she was the influencer that was selling her love as an NFT for a whopping 250k. Marta is a Polish influencer who is very forward about the separation of an online persona that she has and herself in real life. So this is why I put her on this list. You can't be out here faking some online persona and scamming people out of money and not make it onto this list. Getting exposed for living a fake life doesn't always have to happen by some randos online. It can sometimes be the influencer themselves. She actually said that her online persona is Marty Renty, which is who this lucky winner I guess will be receiving love from. It's such a farce that I can't even keep it together whenever I read back over this information. Rentel is clearly faking an online personality to trick men into paying for love. Turns out love do cost a thing, and if you got that reference, please comment Nick Cannon. Coming number 6, Addison Rae. Back in September of 2020, a viral TikTok appeared to show that Addison had registered as a Republican 3 times, once in 2014 and again in 2016 and again in 2018. The video racked up more than 1 million views, and so Addison had to address it, and in her response she said, "This isn't real. First, I'm from Louisiana. Second, I'm not even registered to vote and never have been. I'm actually doing it for the first time with someone important and I'm excited to do so. This is fake." However, that being said, it baffled many of Addison's fans when she showed up to a UFC event attended by former President Donald Trump. Addison seemed adamant that she was not Republican, but had to answer to many after she introduced herself to Trump and said that it was nice to meet him. Many people online expressed their disappointment in seeing how friendly she was with the former president. One person said, "Steals from black creators and coddles white supremacists. Are we really surprised? I guess not." Coming number 5, Josh Taylor-Lynn. 2 influencers who were in Bali recently had their passports seized after painting a mask on their face instead of actually wearing one. They have since been identified as Josh Taylor-Lynn and Leia Say. While the pair were at a store in Bali, they wandered the aisles as Leia walked around simply with her face painted blue, adding white lines to appear as though it were strapped behind her ears. Although her lips and nostrils were pretty much a dead giveaway that this was just paint on her face. As the pair filmed themselves walking down the aisle, you can see that Leia was attempting to avoid being caught or called out by other people in the store. Although that didn't stop people online from calling both of these influencers out for acting like complete morons. Not too long after the video went viral, Indonesian immigration confirmed with the press that both of them had their passports seized and the authorities would be looking towards deportation. Coming number 4, Catherine McGrew. Catherine was feeling the heat online after a ton of complaints rolled in regarding her skincare brand 1212 Gateway. To promote her new skincare product, she posted on Mother's Day saying, "Happy Mother's Day to all the strong mothers in the galaxy. Use our special code MOTHERLYLOVE to shop our Mother's Day sale." And as you can see from the preview of that top comment, people were not happy to find all of these negative reviews regarding 1212 Gateway. I saw a lot of buyer's remorse happening, with one customer saying on Instagram, "The resolution to my damaged $100 order was to send a $20 gift card. Save your bank, y'all." With others heeding a much harsher warning, even calling the product itself disgusting. Another customer commented, "Do not buy these products. I loved them the first time I purchased, but the second time I ordered they came dirty with pubic or nose hair. Disgusting." I posted a video on TikTok. When they tried to get help from 1212 Gateway, they were either given little to no compensation or were just straight up ignored. This kind of negligence during a worldwide pandemic should not be tolerated either. I feel like a health inspector needs to visit whatever warehouse she is shipping these products out of, because that is just unsanitary. Coming number 3, Tayden. Tayden was an early adopter of the TikTok app and therefore made a giant mark on the platform. He became widely known for his funny yet brief comedy sketches, which typically featured a disheveled wig. With over 2 million followers and another 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, he certainly had a dedicated fan base. As soon as his popularity began to rise though, so did the controversy. Another TikTok star named Ian Allen accused Tayden of inappropriate behavior after meeting Tayden on Grindr. He claimed that he didn't know that Tayden had a big following but was interested in him regardless. In response to this accusation, Tayden tweeted out, "Never in my life would I have thought I'd be depicted as such a terrible person. It's never been who I am. I've definitely learned, and I can't do anything else but let others kill me. Love you all who have supported me. Thank you." So he didn't really even try to claim innocence, which just made his fans even more disturbed by the accusations. Coming number 2, Nessa Barrett. For those of you who don't know, Nessa became big on TikTok and was considered to be part of the Hype House as well as the Sway House. With over 16 million followers on the platform, she has slowly transitioned into a music career as well. Most of her fans seem to already love the music that she was creating, but some people were quick to spot that her new music video looked a lot like artist Peach PRC's video for her song called Josh. Thankfully for Nessa, Peach was pretty cool about the content being copied, or ripped off if you will, which to me just shows a lack of creativity from her team, really. In response to the outpouring of people tagging Peach on Nessa's video, she responded with a comparison of the two videos and captioned it with, "Okay Ms. Nessa, I see you." Unfortunately, Peach was attacked by Nessa's fans for commenting on this, so she had to clear it all up by adding, "Once again, I'm not coming at Nessa. I'm sure it was her team who pitched the idea to her, and it's not her fault, but as a small artist, I'm still bummed." I'm bummed too. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Paige Nyman. Now, it's one thing to look like a celebrity and capitalize off that clout, but it's a whole other thing to lie to your followers so that you can copy what this celebrity is doing in their life. TikTok's Ariana Grande lookalike did just that. She came under fire from fans of Ariana for recreating her bridal photos. On the caption of the photo of Paige wearing a wedding dress, she writes, "Guess who got married? JK, I'm single AF." Although, like I said, even with that JK in there, Ariana fans were still very angry. One fan writes, "Paige Nyman is so embarrassing, she goes too far every time. Who the fuck recreates a wedding photo? It's one of the most special events in everybody's life, not something you just simply recreate. She's so scary at this point, for real." While Paige did say that she has become less of a fan of Ariana, it seems like this drama surrounding her copying the singer's life events may have caused too much backlash to continue acting like this. Coming in number 10, Mariah Milan. So I had never actually heard of Mariah before, but I did see some people mentioning her name in the comments on our last video, so I thought I would take a look into it. For those of you who don't know, Mariah is a cosplayer who goes by the stage name of Momo-kun. Primarily, you folks pointed out that she had been stealing a lot of her cosplay ideas and designs from other creators. At one point, she mentioned that she was doing a Red Riding Hood photo shoot to raise money for charity. In her post, she said that the dress that she was wearing was inspired by an international designer named Myopa, but that it was made by another company. Unfortunately for Mariah, she was called out for this, with her critics saying, "Give credit where it's due. You were not inspired, you stole this design to get it remade for a fraction of the price. Disgusting." On top of that, she was also accused of SA by many people that had actually met her during anime expos and events, which then led to her being cast out from her community. Coming number 9, Creepshow art. If you remember, we covered a full video on what had gone down with Creepshow art and that community on YouTube that she was involved with. Shannon started her channel back in 2016 and garnered over 300,000 subscribers for talking about pop culture while creating art on her iPad. She genuinely seemed to be standing up for what was right and calling out internet bullies. That is, until she was exposed for doing pretty much the exact same thing that she was fighting against. A moderator from a gossip site came forward with accusations that Creepshow had broken their terms of service, alleging that she made a series of disturbing posts that included racist, transphobic, and ableist language. However, Shannon starkly denied this and said that it was just not true. The unfortunate thing for Shannon though is that despite the blog being anonymous, the moderators could actually reveal the accounts behind the post if they felt that they were being deceived. And so when they did that, it was just revealed to be Shannon the entire time. And we're talking about posts that went back for many years. I believe over 200 posts. Coming to break, Katie Sorensen. An influencer mom named Katie Sorensen claimed that her children had been the victims of an attempted kidnapping. That video went viral almost immediately, but after police investigated the incident, things did not exactly turn out the way that Katie thought they would. Not too long after Katie had posted the videos online, the police actually commented on the situation in a press release and said that Sorensen had provided a different account of the event that included significant information that was not shared with the police department before her videos were posted to social media. After the police released a CCTV footage of the couple in question, they actually came forward to identify themselves and fully cooperate with the police. They genuinely could not believe what they were being accused of. Once the police had determined that no crime had actually taken place, the accused couple then turned the tables on Sorensen and asked for her to be prosecuted instead. Talk about getting exposed. Coming number 7, Dua Lipa. First things first, let's start with this tweet from Dua Lipa where she says, "Did you guys forget that we've been in the middle of a pandemic for the past 3 months?" Which definitely did not age well, considering the fact that after she posted this, she posted multiple photos on her Instagram of her traveling during the pandemic. One person even commented, "Dua Lipa has been on more vacations during this pandemic than I've been on my whole life. She's been spotted in tropical spots with friends, in New York, in London, and it seems like she's somewhere new every month." People flooded her comment sections with memes and calling her out for not socially distancing or even listening to what the CDC was saying. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, travel can increase your chance of spreading and getting COVID-19. Postponing travel and staying home is the best way to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. I realize that this standard has moved now that vaccines are available, but this wasn't the case back when Dua Lipa was just freely traveling around during an active pandemic with no available vaccines. Coming number 6, Hilaria Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's wife Hilaria was recently exposed for faking her background. Journalist Tracy Morrissey was the first to call into question Hilaria's claims of having a Spanish heritage. In a series of posts, she compares two clips where in one she appears to be using a heavy, exaggerated Spanish accent, and in the other she has no noticeable accent whatsoever. Tracy then dove in a little bit deeper and discovered that both of her parents have American ancestry, and on top of that, several people on Twitter who claimed to have been friends with her in Boston as a child added more to the exposing of Hilaria Baldwin. Hilaria then backtracked and said that she was born in Boston, but spent some of her childhood in Spain, adding that her family would go back and forth her entire life. Another thing that she had to address though was her name. Some claim that she was born Hillary but changed it to sound more Spanish, and in response she said, "When I was growing up in this country I would use the name Hillary, and in Spain I would use the name Hilaria. My whole family called me Hilaria. It always bothered me that neither name sounded good in the other language." What a weird excuse. Coming number 5, Dan Bilzerian. Legend has it that Instagram star Dan Bilzerian turned $750 into nearly $200,000 after one lucky trip to Las Vegas. From there he focused solely on his poker face and began racking in the cash to flaunt to his more than 30 million followers. In 2009, at the age of 29, Dan started playing poker professionally. He finished in 180th place at the 2009 World Series of Poker main event. Not exactly the star player that he claims to be today. Dan claims to have built his wealth through poker, but when you look at his winnings, it's nowhere near enough to be living the kind of high life that he seems to be enjoying. At that event in 2009, I believe the record said he walked away with 36 grand, which don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money, but it's not going to buy you a private jet. I have a strong feeling that much like his father, Dan has found a way to skew his income in order to receive massive loans from the bank under the guise that he is this venture capitalist. In reality, he's probably just siphoning that money back into his own business and of course into the budget for his Instagram page. Coming number 4, Trisha Paytas. Right around the time that Frenemies broke up, Trisha Paytas was promoting her new skincare line and raving about how well it works. That is until popular British YouTuber James Welsh reviewed her skincare line and gave it an honest review. The line was done in collaboration with Charlotte Wilson, who claimed that her gift of skin comes from God. Welsh claimed that Wilson is not a chemist and wondered who was actually formulating these products. When he tried the sunscreen product, for example, he said that just something didn't feel right about it, and then he used an app to kind of show whether or not UV light was being blocked by the sunscreen, and you could see that the product clearly did not contain any sunscreen despite being advertised as such. He concluded that he planned to throw out the entire collection because it just wasn't safe. Trisha also faced criticism that her products had arrived broken, with one woman on TikTok saying that she even received burns after using her products. Coming number 3, the self-proclaimed guru. This self-proclaimed influencer guru thought that bragging about how much money he makes would in turn mean that services should be free. The influencer getting exposed here reaches out to this web developer asking for some help to give their marketing agency a fresh new look. Although when they respond saying that it's going to be $50 an hour, this marketing agency guru gets mad triggered. This is where they attempt to actually get services for free by asking, "I was thinking you can make this for us and we can give you a shout out on our Instagram, letting everyone know how great of a job you did. There's a lot of businesses following us. That'll get you a lot of work." The response is too good as well. I just love that they come back with nothing except for, "Is that a joke?" adding that they can't be serious if they claim to be owning a marketing agency but then can't pay someone for their work. Then they go on further to expose the influencer, adding, "You literally just posted about how much money you make. Do your clients pay you an exposure too?" Coming number 2, Alexis Ren and Jay Alvarez. It seems like being an Instagram couple isn't as glamorous as they would like us to believe. When everyone's favorite couple Alexis Ren and Jay Alvarez broke up, it was beyond messy. It was the definition of messy. Starting with a series of subtweets clearly talking about her ex, Alexis went on about how much better off she is without him before finishing her rant with a final nail in the coffin to his ego. Her shaming his manhood size really showed her true colors and allowed people to peer in the window to watch this breakup unfold. After dating for a few years, the couple had garnered 10 million followers combined. Although as fans noticed these sappy lovey-dovey posts being deleted randomly from their pages, it became clear that a breakup was inevitable. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Sahar Tabar. Sahar Tabar initially shocked the world with her attempts at looking like actor Angelina Jolie. Before her account was deleted, she had garnered around 486,000 followers by regularly posting photos of her haunting new look. Many people believe that Sahar had gone through some drastic cosmetic surgeries to achieve this look. However, she has now made it very public that this look was actually achieved through makeup and Photoshop. According to Mail Online, Sahar posted a picture of her former appearance for the first time. She admitted to having some surgery to her face, including a nose job, lip fillers, and liposuction, but she also was quoted as saying, "This is Photoshop and makeup. Every time I publish a photo, I paint my face in an increasingly funny way. It is a way of expressing yourself, a kind of art. My fans know that this is not my real face." Well, at least your fans know, because a lot of people do not know that. Coming number 10, Oji Okoye. Okoye is a famous celebrity in Nigeria, and this story has to be one of the funniest incidents of people getting exposed for living fake lives. Back in 2017, she famously posted a photo of 2 dogs on her Instagram and claimed them as her own, as she captioned the photo with, "Yippee, my new babies just arrived." Unfortunately for Okoye, those were not actually her new fur babies. The puppies and the photo of them belonged to an American celebrity named Kenya Moore. A fan that actually keeps up with Moore saw Okoye's post and immediately called her out for it. In their caption of the side-by-side photos, they said, "Some lady in Africa took a screenshot of King and Twirl from Kenya's page and she's claiming them as hers. Peep Kenya's Range Rover logo on the floor mat. This lady is an actual verified user too. Report." Report indeed. In at number 9, Courtney Nielsen. Now this one is really bizarre because no one has even pointed out that Courtney had used a heavily edited photo of herself, and she apparently was a political newcomer trying to be the mayor of Boise. As you can see on this profile of her that was done for the Idaho Press, this is the photo they used for her. However, I only discovered what she actually looked like by doing a reverse Google search. Here's what Courtney actually looks like. I honestly don't know how many editing apps and filters she used on that photo, but damn is she completely unrecognizable. Can you imagine voting for this woman and then you find out that she was faking her appearance the entire time? It's one thing for people to have blemishes edited out in a photo that's going to be published in the newspaper, but it's another thing to heavily Photoshop yourself while you're running for mayor of the city. In at number 8, Casey. Similar to Okoye's story of getting caught stealing other people's content to fake flex, here we have Nigerian singer Casey, who took to Instagram and posted a pile of cash with the caption, "No time, God I give you praise, just for one day." Unfortunately for him, the person who actually posted this image actually saw Casey's, and so he decided to expose the influencer for living a fake life. In response, he said, "Bro, stop screenshotting my money pics, thirsty, and lame, just go get a bag," which couldn't be more embarrassing. In at number 7, Julia Stakiva. Back in 2016, Julia had appeared on a morning show and claimed to be the daughter of a billionaire. Famously, she was the woman that claimed she was too beautiful to work. She also claimed that she would fly from her home in London to Russia just to get her hair done. However, shortly after bragging about her luxurious lifestyle, she was exposed for renting out a nice place specifically for the filming of her appearance on the show called Rich Kids. However, when the camera crew arrived, she actually tried to pretend the entire place was hers. But, you know, there's the whole landlord thing too that just exposed her for living that fake life. In number 6, May D. Back in 2013, it was reported that singer May D had just bought a home worth an estimated $150 million. The story and pics of the home got picked up from several blogs and internet forums, but May D never really corrected them. He just sort of went along with the lie. Eventually though, while he was doing an interview for a magazine, they really started to press him on that home, simply by asking him questions about the choices and design and if he had any say in that. May again just went along with it and tried to vaguely answer the questions as best that he could. I mean, he was really good at answering questions without actually answering the questions. In response to the interviewer asking him if this had always been his dream home, he said, "We have to start from somewhere, and I believe we have started." Fast forward to 2020, and he was finally coming clean. In response to his former boss calling him out for lying, he said, "For your information, I was staying in their boys' squatters with their driver and their cook, just one room, all of us shared a toilet, and I had big songs, and also the other side of their twin duplex was empty. Now, I slept on brand new television carton used my shirt as cover cloth. Yeah, so not exactly someone that's buying a $150 million home. The craziest part too was that his fans defended him and even rumored that the home was worth more, but it all turned out to be fake. And at number 5, Whitney Cummings. For a while now, celebrity roasts have become a big Comedy Central event where comedians talk smack to each other and take celebrities down a peg. Although with so many of these roasts and alternating comedians, not too many people have noticed the same jokes being recycled. Specifically during the 2009 roast of Joan Rivers, comedian Whitney Cummings took a shot at the other comics by saying, "The only thing lower than Greg Giraldo's ticket sales is Mario Cantone's T-cell count." Which, great joke. However, just 5 months before this, Lisa Lampanelli used the exact same punchline during the Larry the Cable Guy roast. And the targets' names were different, but structurally it's the exact same joke on the same network. So is that Comedy Central that got exposed? I think that's Comedy Central that got exposed. Sorry, Whitney. And at number 4, Coco Zaria. You'd think at this point influencers would have stopped screenshotting other people's posts and saying that it was theirs, but unfortunately it's still one of the most prevalent forms of living fake lives on the internet. Another Nigerian celebrity named Coco Zaria posted a photo of a Mercedes-Benz and wrote, "My new toy." Now of course his comment section quickly filled up with people congratulating him on his new purchase, although the praise didn't last very long because as soon as it was reported that the car belonged to a different influencer who had flaunted his custom Coco plates numerous times in the past, this guy was just exposed for everyone to see. Pretty embarrassing too. And at number 3, Time Magazine. This must have been a huge page that got caught in this social media lie because the original post had over 200,000 likes. The black and white photo of a woman with an old school style haircut was captioned with Time Magazine's definition of a perfect body in 1955. Although the person who exposed this agreed with the messaging behind it, they didn't appreciate the blatant lying. After posting the full-size, unedited, colored version of the photo, they said, "Except Aria Giovanni was born in 77, but yes, beautiful curves." That comment alone got nearly 4,000 likes. And at number 2, Khloe Kardashian. Actor, reality TV show star, they're basically the same thing. Most of these reality television shows are scripted, so you're just watching bad acting essentially. I'm just justifying how she fits into this list though. Regardless, she lied and that's why she's here. Khloe posted this photo to Instagram with the caption, "I am so proud of myself. Can I say that? I filmed on a tripod in my kitchen, a lot of me baking and prepping for today, so I will have that up on my app soon. I love testing myself and seeing what I can accomplish and actually make successfully. Now let's pray it tastes as great as they look. This monkey bread is going to be so expletive bomb." Then there's just a bunch of bomb emojis. Now the first comment though down below immediately points out the obvious that catering is indeed a great thing. Not too long after her post, TMZ discovered that the pies were actually from one of the premier bakeries in LA called Sweet Lady Jane. In fact, Khloe even displayed her pies in the exact same order that's featured on the company's website. Talk about getting exposed. Last but certainly not least, in our number 1 spot, Halima Abubakar. Now this one is just egregious behavior. I really can't get over how awful this next one is. Not that long ago, this Nigerian actress made a big announcement. She shared a photo of a mother holding a baby's arm and captioned the photo with, "A gift from God and I will cherish you for life. Biggest miracle, a boy." Now the problem here is, that's not her baby. That is not her baby. And the real mother of the baby who took this photo decided to expose Halima for her lies. Here's the original post, and when people started notifying her that Halima had stolen the photo, here's what this mother said. "I don't know them or you, I just want my child's photo off your page. Liking my photo is one thing, but taking it and saying you gave birth is not right." Weirdly enough, Halima then tried to claim that she had her baby last week but googled baby pics just to say that her baby had arrived, instead of taking her own. We'll leave it at that.